reason we're here is we all believe that the time is ripe. In fact, maybe it's past due for business to really step up to the plate, right? That now is the time to really think about how business can serve and lift the underserved and do so in a way that's environmentally sustainable and profitable. It's overdue, right? And I think we probably all have that sense, and that's why we're sitting here. So from our perspective, in terms of the summit and how we tried our thought process in trying to organize it, was pretty simple, which was if we can get the right mix of people in the room, right, which would be business innovators, entrepreneurs, impact financiers, change makers and NGOs, in multilaterals, in government. Right? If we can get them in the room together, and if we can cause them to creatively collide with each other, then usually something good happens. Right? So that was the underlying theory of our meeting design. And hopefully that'll happen over the course of the next day and a half or so. So I wanted to just give you a couple of thoughts before I pass it along and introduce you to my colleagues, and then we'll kick the session off. That a meeting like this, you'll notice this is the third BoP Global Network Summit. So it didn't just fall from the sky, right? There's a little bit of history behind it. Here we are in 2018. Well, there have been a few others, right? There were a series of regional meetings. There was a second BoP Global Summit like 2.5 years ago. Very first one was in Brazil in 2013. But even before that, we created this thing like back in the year 2000 when my mentor and colleague C.K. Prahalad and I were first writing this paper called The Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. And that sort of mushroomed such that a lot of other labs and innovation centers around the world started to pop up. They sort of almost self-organized. So by 2010 or so, we began having convenings. And about that time, it seemed to make sense to try to bring them together, right? To connect them together in some kind of global network. And so that's really where the BoP Global Network came from. And we've been trying to grow it and better connect it ever since. So in terms of the organization for the BoP network itself, and then the summit, Enterprise for a Sustainable World is sort of the hub, right? That's kind of the hub for the BoP Global Network. We do a lot of different things in terms of transformational sustainability in business.